Welcome back to Eastern Plains, Colorado, here at McCaffrey Farms. I'm Al McCaffrey. And today, we got our swather in the shed. We're working on getting it ready. So we've got a little bit of feed here at the house to swath. Right out there. And then the one corner around the circle, we've also got some hay grazer on. It's looking pretty good, looking pretty tall. Hopefully it's going to leave some good windrows. We don't really have a whole lot to do to this because last year we must put new blades on. These are still pretty good. The main thing we're going to be doing is the oil in this cutter bed. To warm the oil up, I did just a little bit on this circle. And I wasn't even really in the tall stuff yet, and we're leaving a decent windrow. So I'm hoping we have a lot of bales out here. The oil in it was actually pretty good. Probably didn't necessarily need to drain it. It still had really good color to it, but there's a lot of bearings and gears and stuff that help drive these, because I think it's driven off of that end. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but it's really only driven off of one end, and then it works its way through all the other ones to drive them. So that one, no matter what, we change every year. We've got the oil right over here. When we bought this swather, like clear back in 2011, I think, they gave us this nice jug. Got that measured out already. It's a decent little while later. We should have the swather ready. Everything is greased, oils are good, filling up with some fuel, and then after that all we should need is, I need to get some more hydraulic oil, but we've got a 55-gallon drum that we need to put into the one container we have so we can fill jugs to put in, so we'll have to do that real quick. But once we get that done, I'm gonna go start on the corner of hay grazer just right down the road, try and get that knocked out this afternoon, and hopefully at least get started on this stuff here. Cutting some hay. Trying to anyways. This is one thing I do hate about hydro swings, is when you have to run some over the first pass. Kind of sucks, but oh well. Not looking too bad. This kind of started burning up a little bit quicker in a few spots, but we're still pretty tall. We're still pretty good. We're gonna be exposing how not so great our irrigated corn looks. Kind of sucks because we just don't have much water, so we can't get the 10-foot tall corn that a lot of other people can. Holy smokes, we're pretty tall through here. All right, I just came and put some cylinder stops on. We had quite a bit on from last year. I think last year when I was doing the stuff for Justin, he wanted it pretty tall, but we're leaving it pretty short. I don't want it quite that short. I'm hoping we have enough moisture and it's all still pretty green. I'm hoping it'll grow back anyways, but I don't know if I want it quite, I don't know if it'd be good to leave it quite that short. So went in, put some of those on. So I'll make the next round, see what it looks like from there. 4 mile an hour, 4.5 25 mile an hour. And a few spots is about all she can handle. We've got some nice windrows coming out. I'm getting pretty close to being done. My passes aren't terribly long anymore. It is 4:30. Might be a little bit closer to like 4:45, 5 o'clock when I get done with this. So I'm hoping to at least get over to the circle and get the outside 6 rounds done. I only did 4 rounds on it because where I'm doing it with the circle, I'm doing the curve track. I don't have to turn quite as sharp. I have more room to turn, and it's easier to get the turn made when you do it on the curve. So this I only had to do 4, but on the circle where I'll be going straight back and forth, I will end up doing 6 on that just to have plenty of room. There is definitely some good hay out here. Part of why it's doing so good, obviously, is the rain. The second reason is my drills decided to pick a pretty good year to overplant the hay. This corner was the first that we did, and we ended up running out of seed early on the circle because we thought we had it set pretty good, but apparently we didn't. We had it figured to where it was like 16 or 17 pounds an acre is what we drilled it at, and we really only wanted 12 and a half. However, it was a good year to do that. This hay is doing really good, and I'll take it. I won't complain. We were afraid it was maybe going to burn up a little bit sooner. There's a few spots in this corner that did try and burn up, but they still ended up doing pretty good with some of the rain we got, so I'll take it. I'm happy. Just like that, the first basically 12 acres is knocked out. And we got some pretty big windrows. As of right now, I don't know if we're really planning on trying to rake. Justin was going to bring his Darf rakes and his baler down, and we had used the 8400 and the 4640 to bale, but we're kind of thinking we're probably just going to end up not raking and just baling the 14.5-foot windrows the way they are, because this wasn't even the good stuff. This circle has a lot more just tall, dark green. I think this circle can make some bales. I mean, that 12 acres is going to make some bales. I think the circle is going to make some bales too. So I'm interested to see what this is like getting all the way around it and getting the first few passes through it. I think this circle is going to have some good hay on it. It looks really good. I wish we had about 500 more acres of hay. The only thing is hopefully people need it, because we do not have cows. Dad sold through all his cows like in 2020, I think, or 2021. I can't remember. So we haven't had cows for a little while, but we still had all the hay equipment, and we didn't really think, it's not super fancy hay equipment, as you guys can tell. The nicest thing of our hay equipment is Dad's baler. He bought it brand new in like 2011. It's a 569 premium John Deere, and it might have 10,000 bales on it. I'll see when I hook up to it here once I get done swathing and try and get that ready. But it doesn't have many bales on it for its age, so that's the nicest thing we got. Otherwise, we didn't really think we'd get much money out of it, out of our equipment, if we sold it. And there's been a few times that it just kind of works out with rotation, like why we have the feed now. It's just there's really nothing else that would work to throw in it, so we put feed in it and then we sell it. Some years we can do pretty good, other years not so much. It's just going to depend on what price we think we can get out of it. So guess we'll have to see. The main thing will be here, now that we're getting some of it swathed, is trying to get some quality tests done for like protein, nutrient values, all that. Get some of that stuff done, see where we sit, see if it's good quality hay, hopefully, Hopefully it's not bad quality. I guess we'll have to see, but once we get that, we can kind of get a little bit better idea what we want to try and charge for it and go from there. So yeah, this half is a little bit, this is drilled a little bit wider because we caught the fact that it was over planting by a little bit and we shut the drills down. Wishing now we wouldn't have, but we didn't know we were going to get all the rain we did. So this half, I mean, it still looks really good, but the other half looks phenomenal. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like once we start getting over there. So I'm going to come to the end of my test strip from getting the cutter bed ready and warmed up. It's just at this next pole, and I'll get started and make the rest of the first lap around and get started on this one. All right, welcome back. Today is now Wednesday. I got the first 6 rounds done around this circle, and I'm getting ready to get started, head over to the far end of the field and start back and forth rows. So far, some pretty good hay out in this circle. There's some big windrows. So this is a dry land circle. It still has the sprinkler on it. It hasn't moved. I think we figured the last year we tried running water through it was like 2017, so almost 10 years. But we still have the sprinkler. Ideally, the hopes would be to figure out a way to get it going again and start using it. But spring water well repair stuff is ridiculously expensive. So whether or not that ever happens, I don't know. But when I was going around the sprinkler, that's kind of the line that I sprayed with, drilled with, and now swathing with. And so I had my line set around the sprinkler. There's spots I was only taking like a half width and still leaving a pretty decent windrow. So they're gonna make some good hay out here. It's gonna take a little while to swath because it's probably not gonna be going the fastest. Alrighty. I've probably got close to 50. I'm at like 50 acres right now. I just turned around. I had to stop because I see apparently I decided to eat a protein tub that I had no idea was in here. I hope that's all of it. We are making some absolutely insane windrows, and like that's not even a good spot. Like there's some insane hay out here. It's gonna be impressive. Oh shoot, we lost. That's interesting. Huh, there's supposed to be wheels. I wonder where those went. We just lost some of those like maybe last year. I'm pretty sure they were on when I looked this morning. That's not very ideal. I'll at least save that and see where, I don't know if that's worth saving because that's messed up. But well, that sucks. I don't think we're really using them though. I don't think we're going low enough to actually be using them. I think that's more for like if you do alfalfa or something and you gotta be right on the ground. But I don't know if it's pure luck or what the deal is. But oh, I found one. I don't know if the bearings went bad. I don't know. Well, I found one wheel. I guess I'll watch on the rest of this pass. And I still got a little ways to go on this pass, so I guess I'll watch along in this area. That's where it'll be. Then if it's not, I should probably look in that pass over there. I might have to mark it so I can come back and see if I can find that other one. So I'm assuming if it's not in this one, it must be the best bet is probably gonna be in the next windrow or two over. But I'm probably a good 6'3". I've got some decently long arms, and yeah, this isn't even some of the tall stuff. There's a low spot over there that is really cranking out the windrows going. My goodness, amazing. And it's nice and leafy. Stalks aren't very thick. That's really nice to see. It is some nice, beautiful hay. So hopefully we've got some good protein content to it and nutrient values. You know, maybe we can sell for a decent amount. But we're gonna have a lot to sell, so that's good. There's so much that it's doing so good that in spots like this, if I go much more, it almost starts getting to where the header can't get it out quick enough and starts pushing it over on the ends, and it leaves a horrible cut. But however, I don't know if you can tell how much I'm sweating. I've got an electrical code popping up. It says like low voltage. At first, it wasn't doing that until I quit for lunch. Got back in and now it's popping that code up. We're gonna have to look at something. I shouldn't have ever quit for lunch. It's doing just fine. It had been being to where everything was fine as long as I didn't have the blower for the AC on, but apparently it's getting worse. So I don't know. We've changed alternators on this so many times. So I don't know if the alternator's bad, if the batteries aren't charging. So I guess I'm gonna I'll probably let the tractor cool down for a little bit and see what we can figure out. I'm at least up to 60 acres done. We're gonna have a lot of bales out here, but it's some very slow going, especially if the tractor's not gonna want to cooperate. We are starting to make a little progress, at least starting to feel like it. I'm now a little ways past the sprinkler. I've got a couple more short rounds to make, but it's at least feeling like we're getting somewhere. Got some really good hay. Really is just a nice crop. And I don't know what the deal is. It's running a little bit easier on the header. So I've been being able to go a little faster, so that's kind of part of it. There's a little bit of grease. I'm about to go in for lunch, and I think when I go in, I'll probably check that again, see if there's still oil in it and if it's still got good color to it, because I don't know. ideal. Not when we still have half a circle left. Guess we'll see where we get. Something I don't care to do with hydro swing. I'm sort of trying to go around a water hole right now. I can't see anything. I'm just guessing right now. Let's hope I don't get stuck. It's now quite a bit while later. I'm just getting going again. And that's because, one, the alternator went out on the tractor. But then two, once we got that fixed, we ended up getting rain. I was going through this fine. But now we're having to go through hay grazer that is taller than the tractor to get through mud. And I don't truly know where the mud is. All I know is we're about through. So I guess we'll, hopefully I'm getting through all of it and we'll just have to leave this for now. The ground's dried out a decent amount, but it's not drying out much because it's just so thick and tall that it's not really going to dry out until we get a swath. So it is what it is. I'll leave this decent little area for a little while, and then maybe once I get done with it, I'll come back and try and start taking some more of it off and see where I get with it. But for now, this will have to do, I guess. Alrighty, this is the one we've been looking forward to for a little while. This should hopefully be the last pass. About done. Not too much farther, we're on the last pass. Essentially we're done. I still have water holes that I get to mess with. This one's a big one. There's one right up at the house that isn't quite as large. I'm hoping to be able to get a decent amount of it. I think I can get a little bit more maybe tomorrow afternoon. I might. This one had a little more time for the outside to dry out. If you get just a little bit more air to it, I don't think this one there might be water in a little bit, but that one up at the house I don't think there is. It needs a little bit of sun, but with the way it was all as tall as the feed was, it wasn't going to be getting any without getting swath. So I'm hoping that now that I don't have much around them, maybe I can get them. I guess we'll see. But other than these little water holes, we're done with swathing hay now. So glad to get that done. It's now just a little after 8. I ended up that bigger water hole. I ended up going around it a decent amount and got quite a bit of it. My hope is if I have it cut fairly close to where it's getting muddy again, maybe the air can get to it a little bit better and dry out, because I did get quite a bit more of that one. And then this one here at the house isn't very big, so I'm hoping like tomorrow afternoon, I think it's supposed to be fairly sunny and warm tomorrow. I'm hoping that maybe it will be warm enough and sunny enough, and hopefully we can have a little bit of a breeze, nothing too much. But if we could have a little bit of a breeze, I'm hoping there's a chance maybe those could dry out a lot better and we could get them. Because I think eventually Justin is going to use the swather up at Akron. And so I don't really want to leave a bunch of 14-foot tall hay grazers standing out in the field, because that's going to be a pain to deal with in the next year. So if we can, I'd like to get all that, everything swathed down and in a windrow before, which I mean, it's good. I think he said it's going to be a while before it needs this, but I also will have to be hooking this up to the drills not long after we do the baling. I don't know when we'll do the baling yet. Today is the 31st. I'm hoping to be drilling wheat within like the first week and a half of September. It's kind of my goal. I'll see where we get, but that only leaves us a week and a half now. So hopefully some point before that, before I have to completely try and be done with the baling, swathing and baling, hopefully just in the next day or two, I want to try and hit those and get those all swathed and done. And then when we bale it, we might just have to wait a day or two and I can get it done. But it'd be nice to just be able to get those done. That'll be all for this video. If you're enjoying the videos, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, this has been another job here on McCaffrey Farms on the Eastern Plains of Colorado. We'll see you next time.